forgot to name it. Hopefully that's not an issue. Redirecting to Facebook, and we are on.
Are we on? Oh, there it is. Does that mean I have to stop eating my cheese and crackers now?
All right, so I'm going to close that. So make sure that I'm on and refresh.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me now? Okay, we are good. Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 2 of the Blogger Collective Mastermind Group branding session. I am here with the lovely Catherine Dixon, and we are going to be going through some of the about pages that you guys submitted to us, and we're going to be doing a bit of an audit on them, talking about what we see, what we love, where we think you guys can improve. And hopefully in the end, we can all use this along with some of the content that was in the branding e-learning tool on our Thinkific platform. And we can use that and hopefully transition this to align everyone's brands across all of the different platforms that we're using from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. There's a lot of them. So, and some people use more than others. So we'll start off, and I'll just pass it over to Kat here to introduce herself, because it's been a few weeks, I think, since you've been on doing a chat with us. Oh, no, wait. No,
oh, no, it was last week. Are you trying to write me off again? What is this?
I need to get over this pandemic stuff. I don't even know when it is anymore. But anyways, you say hello, and then we can start moving on.
Sounds good. Hello. Hi, I'm Catherine from the Blogger Collective. Hi, I'm also one of the admins, one of the quieter ones, I guess, right now. I don't know, a little bit quieter than Kevin is. He's a little bit more out there than I am right now, simply because we've been covering everything that he's the expert in, and so we're playing to our strengths right now. So here I am. This is week 2 of branding. And now, yeah, like Kevin said, we are looking at the About Me pages that you submitted. And have we had fun reading them? What do you think?
I've been having a blast. I've been learning a lot because, I mean, it's so awesome to talk to all the people who are a part of the group. It's another thing to actually take the time to really go through and read all the different ways that people are presenting themselves and selling themselves both to their audiences and to their brands, and the strategies that are out there, because none of them are wrong. They're all just different. And I love to see that, because it gets my creative juices going.
For sure. And like I said in the course, you know, the About page is probably one of the most important pages that's going to be on your platform. And like in my case, my About page is the opportunity for me to tell people how I'm more than just like, you know, a sunset loving Gemini who loves walks on the beach. It's your chance to tell people why they should follow you, why they should subscribe to you, why they should read what you write, and why they should care about the message you are conveying. So on that vein, Kevin, what do you think? Do we want to start going through what we saw submitted and go from there?
I think so. And we had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different submissions. So instead of just choosing 2, Kat and I decided that we would go through everyone's submission and give you all an in-depth look at what we see when we're approaching it from an outside perspective. And we'll go through them based on the order that they were submitted. So we'll start with Casey, then move on to Cassandra, followed by Nora, followed by Sharon, and then on to Aaron in the end. So do please stay tuned for all of it, because I think everyone's page is different and unique to their brand, and there's value in learning about the different styles that everyone else is using, and how you could, how any one of us can really take that information and translate that into our own brands as well.
100%. I just want to know if Casey is watching before we start talking about Casey.
I've seen him chime in there.
You saw him chime in? Okay, I haven't seen any of the comments yet. So let me just try refreshing it on my phone just so I can see. Yes, Casey is here. Perfect. Okay, good.
I'm dropping Casey's about link into the comment thread, and then we can kind of start chatting about it. Did you want to get started with this one, Kat, or do you want me to take it?
Well, you've got like the best comment right off the bat about Casey's about page. So I'm gonna let you go first.
All right, Casey, I think everyone in the world needs to have a rap video in their about it section. I'm just laying it down there. I think you've nailed it, and it's important. And this is I may have or may not have. I'm not saying have recorded one already.
I will pay money to see you rapping in an about video, Kevin.
All right, Casey. You know, your about page is full of information. It's very much your personality, and there's good and bad that come along with that. But I'm going to kind of draw this down based on from top to bottom as I'm reading the page, and the kinds of takeaways that I personally, from my perspective, look for in an about page, and some areas that I think you could probably dabble into. So first of all, rap video, 2 thumbs up, love it. But when I first get to any page on your site, there's the Casey Palmer Canadian Dad information in the top left corner. And when I had a look through your socials, that image and the logo and the design that you're using is varied across all of those platforms. So none of them have a consistent look or logo throughout it. So you've got the CEP logo that you use sometimes. Other times it's a photo of your face. Other times it's it's a photo of you and one of your kids. And as much as they're all awesome, I would like to see something that speaks to you, one consistent image that speaks to you across all of those channels. Because when it comes to branding, consistency is key. Consistency is what helps people remember you and the feelings that you give them. And by having different photos across your channels, it's all you, but each one kind of has its own different take on who Casey Palmer is. So I would say dig into what it is that you love about yourself and find if either a photo or a logo or a likeness. I know you do those awesome vector drawings, which are super cool. Something that says, this is Casey Palmer, this is who he is, and this is what he stands for. And make that your visual that goes across all of those platforms.
Totally.
Do you want to take the next one, Kat?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say one of the first things I actually noticed though about Casey's page is that it's actually missing like a photo of him, like right when you're there. Like, yes, there's a photo of you, Casey. I do see that. Like, but you have to scroll down, and it's funny. Kevin and I were wondering if this is your wedding photo, a prom photo, or are you at a formal event? It's cute as hell.
The corsage is fantastic.
Love it. I mean, styling, very, very, very nice. But the thing is, you have to scroll down to find it. So you're not easily identifiable unless you're talking about like the thumbnail that's in the image, in the still frame that's on the rap video right there. That's on your about page. So something like, having a photo of you so that we can connect you, Casey Palmer, Canadian Dad, right then and there, like just to have it.
That's a huge point. I think having a photo first and foremost on the page is one of the best ways to connect with your audience, whether it's a brand or whether it's the people who are just reading your content for entertainment or information. A photo of you is what is going to reach out and pull someone in and make them say, okay, I want to have that emotional connection to Casey before I read the rest of this stuff. Because while some people marry to words right away, most people connect first and foremost with a picture of someone's face. So on to messaging. So about pages are a huge tool for brands, and I think it's a good idea to lead any about page with your mission statement, something that explains, this is who I am, this is what I do, and this is why you should care. And getting in that information straight up front, right solid, is one of the best ways that you can make an impact. Your about page has a lot of information about you. It's very much speaks to your personality and to your beliefs and to, who you are, but it doesn't necessarily speak about what you do and why people should be tuning in for it. One of the things I think that would be very valuable for you is to have a look at all of your channels, find a message that talks about exactly what it is that you're doing and why people should be paying attention to what Casey Palmer, Canadian Dad, does. And then take that, put it first and foremost into your about page, put it into your Facebook profile, put it into your Instagram file, and put it into your Twitter bio and your podcast. And I can't even name all the channels you're involved in because there's just too many and we don't have that kind of time. But
Clubhouse too. For the same messaging, keep yourself on brand.
The next thing is something I noticed across all of the about pages. You're not the only one. Everyone had the same issue, and that's where are your social channels. Your about page is where people can connect with you. So make sure that you get those social channels in there and invite people to come connect with you on the different platforms. Blog might be where people are reaching you for the first time, but you want to invite them into those other channels so that they can come there too. Any thoughts, Kat?
Mm-hmm. And it's a matter of like, because I know you personally, Casey, it's kind of interesting because like I personally know why I should follow you, and I personally know why that I should subscribe to you. But it's interesting to actually like be objective and look at your about page, because what I'm actually looking for is like, yeah, the messaging to the audience is like Kevin said about the mission statement. Put that right up front. Like rate, hi, I'm Casey. Here's your image. Here's your mission statement. And so, like I said, in the course, this is your chance for people who are just landing on that page and just giving you a brief glance, who have no idea who you are. They want to know why they should follow you, why they should subscribe to you, and why they should care about the messages that you're putting out in any of your posts. So right up front, let's see that. And then, that's the funny thing again. It's like, I know you personally and I care about you personally. So to be objective like that was kind of interesting, to be perfectly honest with you. It was slightly bizarre. I'm like, hey, I know Casey and love Casey, but now I'm trying to be very objective and look at his about page. And that was kind of, that was bizarre, I have to say.
I think it speaks to the way Casey does things. He's a passionate guy who goes after everything, and he really loves anything that's exciting, and he jumps into projects, full force with everything that he does. But because of that, messaging can get a little bit confused, and anything about branding is all about consistent messaging. So if you could take a step back from all those projects and look at that one message and say, this is the message about Casey that I want to put out there, find a way to message that across everything, and then you've got a solid selling system.
Totally. Mm-hmm. Because you already have a strong presence as it is, like all your platforms.
So we'll move on to Cassandra's about page for Carpiac Caravan. I'll just throw the link in there right now. Did you want to start us off here?
Yeah, no worries. I'm just there. Now I've got Cassandra's called up as well. One of the first things, like looking at like the about page, one of the first things I like is it's not just about you, Cassandra, it's about your entire family. I like seeing your sons and I like seeing your husband. So it draws that instant connection to your family. And it's clean and it's well laid out. And like what you've done, like I know that your platform is less than a year old, but you've started off looking professional right off the hump in terms of your design, and it helps the readers connect with who you are and what it is that you do, like right off the bat. Quick glance, scroll. We know who your family is. So that's, I'll give you all the points in the world for that. So that's definitely a good start.
I think, Cass, that your page looks professional. It looks clean. It's well written. It speaks to what you do, which is most important. Like, I read that first paragraph and I came away understanding what it is that Carpiat Caravan does, that you are a family, that you like travel, that you and your husband like wine, and that you kind of focus your travels not just around those things, but also on educational adventures for your children and for yourselves as well. Assuming that's the message, of course, that you're trying to get across, then you did it very well. The design is clean. You've got photos up front and center that speak to you and to your family. So well done. One thing that I did notice was that your social media channels, which you did put in, unlike I'm not even sure if I have mine in mind. So now I'm second guessing it now as soon as I'm saying this. But your social media channels, which you listed inside your about page, don't connect. So I know you just recently remade your about page. Go through and check it out, because that's pretty important. They all go to a 404 error.
I'll say actually for LinkedIn page connects, but if you go
to LinkedIn connects. Okay,
yeah.
Sorry, that's the one that I didn't connect on.
Yeah,
so.
the Facebook was 404. The Instagram one does as well. But if you use the ones on the top, like right when you like arrive at the page, the ones at the top will follow you through to the social channels, but not the one that's below for photo.
All right. So
did my hand actions help?
Okay, so we'll move on to the professional hobo, Nora Dunn.
Oh yes.
And Nora's page is exactly like Nora. It's I had no doubt when I clicked on that link that of the messaging that I would see, because you cannot have a conversation with Nora without her telling you exactly what her mission statement is, what her elevator pitch is, what she does and how she does it. She is I've never met anyone whose brand is as intertwined with everything that they do and say in the world as Nora. So I tip my hat to you if I was wearing one, and I love that. I think the way that you wrote your content was really clear. You use different colors and bold statements and larger text fonts that highlight the things that are really those messages that you're trying to get out. So you've got all that content for those people who really want to get to know who you are and what it is that you do. But then you've got the standout statements that stand outside that say, yes, this is all the stuff about me, but here's what I want to sell you, or here's what I want to get where I want you to get the biggest value from. Things like your selling statements and your work with me stuff and all that. It really stands out. And as a business person, it's very easy to connect with that, but it doesn't do so in a way that makes a normal reader go in and say, I feel devalued by this or anything like that. Like it's very professional. It's very clean. It's a little bit messy, just like all the things that you have in there, because you talk about the highs and lows and the real life of a lifetime on the road, and everything in the way that you've designed it kind of speaks to that whole travel style that you've lived through for those 12 years on the road.
Absolutely. I think that pretty much encompasses it. I mean, when you land on Nora's page, there's a beautiful photo of her. And then you just have to scroll down like a little bit. And now, after she says, what she's done, it says, now I give people confidence to travel long-term, knowing they set everything up in the best way possible, which she helps with. She does this with. So that's her mission statement right there. And I think that that is something that is actually a really good lesson for a lot of us to learn. And now I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to go back and double check even like my own about page to make sure that I've got that like almost the same way. Not to take a page out of Nora's book, but just I really like how she has that done. It's done in a different colored text and it's larger and it stands out. So it's not lost messaging in her bio.
One thing I will mention about Nora's site, and this wasn't on her about page, this is actually on her homepage, but the featured image, whoops, sorry, I've got a dude playing some music. I'm just gonna.
Kevin's got to close his window.
Oh. Summertime vibes. Nora, your feature image is, it's really nice and speaks to you. However, the way it's laid out on your website might be causing you some problems. So when I look at it on desktop, who are off to the right in the image, your head is completely cut off until I scroll down about a half a page because it's like a parallax style design. And when I look at it in mobile, you're not in the picture at all. It's just kind of cars in the background behind your little introductory statement. I do like that the little intro, again, works as a mini about me and it's right in your face and it's bold and it helps people understand who you are. But again, it'd be nice to see your face in there. Maybe it's just because I miss you.
I think we all miss each other.
There you go. All right. So next we're on to Daily Dream.
We're on to Sharon.
Sorry?
Sharon.
Sharon. That's right. We're on to Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll throw that link in. And do you want to take this off the start?
I can, but because I also know Sharon and love her completely, it's also hard for me to be object. Like I love Sharon the person.
Yeah, Sharon's great. Sharon's a blast, and I miss her too. I
do miss her.
It's been too long since we've got together with anyone. I think we all need some big hugs.
Yeah. Didn't you just invite me over to come hug you? No.
And I think we're almost there. I'm one down. That second sweet jab, and then we can hopefully get back to a world where there's physical contact again.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So Sharon, I love your bright pictures. They're happy, they're smiley, they're colorful, they speak to your personality.
They're cute. Oh my God, she's so cute.
They make me happy when I open your page. And anytime you open up a page and you're welcomed with a smile as you are on yours, then it's a relationship that's off to a very good start. Your message is very clear about who you are and what you're doing and why you're doing. Your mission statement is at the end of the paragraph. My one thought on that is that I'd like to see that mission statement moved right up to the top of the paragraph. I think it's an excellent way to introduce yourself and to make a very strong statement about your brand right off the bat. And because it does still speak to you and who you are and why you're doing it. So that is something to consider. Kat, did you want to take the next part?
Yeah, absolutely. So right on the about page. So it's your about page, but now it's work with Sharon. So it's also work with me. And then once you go past, your intro, hi, I'm Sharon. Now you've got your numbers. You've got your social numbers. You've got your monthly sessions. You've got your brand work. But I'd like to know, like, how is that working from you? Because from my experience and Kevin's experience, the about page can be a push for both users who want to get to know you and brands to find out if they want to work with you, whereas a work with me page is more like this is the business part of that. So I think we're wondering what feedback have you received from like different users or brands about this? Because I'd actually like to see links to all the places where you can be found as well. Like, where can we go to? Oh, I was going to start going to your social channels, and then my browser just froze because I'm on Zoom right now. There. So, whoop, there. Now it's back up. So it's not like you have links to your Instagram, to your Facebook. It's not a link, sorry. It's the logo of the social platform, but it's not clickable to your platform, which is something that I was looking to do, was to go direct to your social media platforms from there. And it's not going. So how can I find your social channels right off the bat? So if I go all the way to the bottom of your page, then I can get to it. But it's not right there in front of me. I had to look for it.
Yeah. The links are, I mean, they're where you would consistently find them in a website, but I think there's value in having them within your about content, because anyone who's reading your about content, they're looking to connect with you. They've already made that choice to learn more about who you are and what you do. And if someone has made that choice, then giving them the tools to connect with you in different platforms is just making their lives easier. And isn't that what we all want to do? I think another thought that I had, this was the last one that I came up with, was your photos and your mission statement are a little bit different across all of your platforms. So the profile photo that you use on your blog versus your Instagram account versus your Twitter account and your Facebook and all that are all different. Consider moving to one solid, one consistent brand photo across all of that, as well as a mission statement, which you would use across all of those platforms as well, just to help that connectivity, so people feel like they're in the same place or with the same kind of group of people, in that familiar, comfortable place every time they go and visit one of your channels. That's not to say that you can't use different photos of yourself across your blog and through things like that. But the actual profile stuff is always good if it remains consistent.
I don't know about anyone else, but I actually changed mine seasonally. And now that we're in warm weather, I've got a warm weather photo up on my social channels, whereas before it was me in a toque in front of a waterfall. So that's kind of something I do, is I do it seasonally. So I make sure that I'm changing things up as the seasons change. So winter and summer, and I'll make sure I put that same photo across all my bio and platforms.
Okay, all right, moving on to not Little Miss Kate, but the Exploring Family. I know Erin just went through and her partner Kate just went through an absolutely massive rebranding structure. I know it's a big process, and there's a lot of work that goes into it. So congratulations on getting to where you are right now. I think things are looking great. You're doing excellent job with your messaging. You're communicating your brand change, which is a really, really important strategy, because when you go through a massive thing like that, especially when you've got an audience, the size of yours, which is connected to your Facebook group, then you've got a lot of people to share that information with, and you kind of have to hold their hand through that whole process to say, it's okay, it's still a safe place to be. Come into our warm embrace where we will still welcome you as the same family.
Sounds very motherly. That just what you just explained
there. And moving to your about page. So your page is really bright and it's really welcoming. It's colorful, your logo's up front, the font's consistent across the board, which is really nice, and it's a happy place to be. And I think that's, your target is families, and I think that's a really important way to get that message across. One thing that I would like to see right off the bat is a photo of you guys right up front. I mentioned this in a couple of places before. Anytime that I go to an about page, I want to see a picture. I want to see the people who I'm connecting with without having to scroll down to find them. I don't want you talking to me before I look you in the eyes. And I think that would go here. If you could throw in a nice big photo, either the group of you or at least one of you or something, just to say this is who I'm talking to, this is who I'm learning about right now. That there would be a lot of value in that. Kat, do you want to take a couple thoughts, and I'll move on to some of the technical stuff later?
Yeah, there is a mention of an advertising page, but you're not linking to it. So that actually might be costing you a couple clicks here and there of someone who could have just clicked right there when you mentioned the advertising. Yeah, or head over to our advertised page. It's
anytime you're mentioning something like a specific page, you should always link to it, because it's otherwise, like, I was looking for it. I was actually clicking on the bold words, trying to see if they were functional.
Well, that's the thing. I actually don't know where to find it from here. So it would be, because it's not in the top header that I can see. There's home, local activities, playgrounds, family life, kids zone, travel, recipes, celebrations. So where is your advertising page? So yeah, put that as a link right there in your website. Yeah, that's funny. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where to find it. Sorry.
One thing I'd like to see, and again, I've mentioned this a lot, is I'd like to see links to your social channels within your About page. Again, people are there to connect with you, so give them the tools that they need in order to do that. The last couple of things are really just technical things in the way that your page is set up. I noticed that your, what is the exploring family followed by the early days are both H2 tags. Make sure that higher structure is the higher header tag, so that, first of all, the words don't show up the same size, because it makes it a little bit more uncomfortable to navigate. And the last issue is one hopefully you guys will look at and realize, oh, I can't believe that happened. But although your logo is correct on your website, all of your social channels have a different logo that's spelled incorrectly. It's spelled the Exploring Family. So please go through and make that correction, because if I noticed it, other people will too. And it's one of those errors that's so easy to do. I can't even count the number of times I put a letter in the wrong spot, and you don't even notice it most of the time because you're glancing at it so quickly. But definitely, if you're going to be working with brands, that's something that you're going to want to address.
Yeah. Now, I didn't actually see it immediately on your social channels. So I didn't see it. It wasn't until Kevin pointed it out to me. So thank you, Kevin. Don't worry. Kevin is always the first to send me a message about my own typos. Always.
Too many years as a graphic designer and copywriter, I think. It was,
For sure. I find that I've become too, I'm sure a lot of people are probably in the same boat as I am. We've become too reliant on spell check in our own, document lives, or I've become very reliant on Grammarly. And so for me, if Grammarly doesn't catch it, if it doesn't get highlighted or something, and I read it over, it reads properly back in my mind. So I think we need to learn how to retrain ourselves to look at it, on a different platform now. Now I'm starting to
get someone else to read it for you. That's always good. If you've got that option, it's never one to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So on that note, we are ending our mini mastermind on branding. I want to thank Kat for creating the very, very valuable course that we have on our e-learning platform. If you haven't checked that out, please check it out. There's a lot of great e-learning content that we're putting out. It's coming out very consistently, and we've got some feedback on it, but we'd love to see everyone jumping on there and doing some training and growing their skills and letting us know how that stuff is working for them. But beyond that, thank you. The summer weather is here, and hopefully it's here to stay. So we will bid you adieu and go off and work on our tans.
Have you noticed I've already got a little bit of a sunburn going on?
Fantastic. A little aloe will fix that.
Yeah. that's my coffee in the morning on my back deck. That's what that did. I spent a little bit too much time out there this morning.
All right. On that note, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. And so next week will be an off week where we'll prep for the next mastermind session, and then we will speak to you shortly after that.
Should we tell them what the next mastermind session is, or should we let that be a surprise?
If you can remember what it is, because I can't remember what it is.
I can remember what it is.
Please do. Oh, I remember what it is now. Okay. It's a big one. Yes. Oh, it's so big.
Which, of course, like from my television background, I shamelessly do on a day-to-day basis. Everything is a pitch. Every piece of content you're making is a pitch. So, yes. Yeah, Chris Mitchell will be, as we all know, Chris Mitchell is also a master at pitching. So he's going to be leading that mastermind, and I'm really looking forward to his course as well.
Yeah, that's going to be fantastic. So yes, please stay tuned. Not next week, but the following week for our pitching mastermind, and we will see you then.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks so much.